Hey everybody, it's Brooke. I'm back making the cover for my creative daily journal for February of 2024. If you'd like to see me do that, come on back. So here's our Charlie Brown book cover. In the last video, we made the signature pages to go in our book. I'll link that video up there if you'd like to take a peek. But I was still undecided about using the cover as is, because I do like to do that, or covering it. And I think I've decided to cover it. The colors really aren't working for me, and I like to remember the digitals that I make. So I think I'm going to go ahead, I know I'm going to go ahead and cover it with digital papers. So all I did so far was cut off the front cover, and we'll go ahead and tidy up this back cover. And we'll make a new spine with some chipboard. I think I'll make the spine about 1 inch since it's only a month. And that should be sufficient. I do like a chunky book, and I do put everything in my books, so that'll be good. And I know we've done this 1,000 times together, but we have some new friends that maybe haven't done this before. Okay, put my knife aside. So there are our covers ready to go. Got that old spine out. And I think these are 7.5 high. 7.5 high. So let's make, this is fairly thin chipboard. My sweet friend Carla Farrington sends it to me from her work because she's awesome. Do we want to do 1 inch? Let's go ahead and do, I've been known to put an awful lot in my journal. Let's do 1.25 inches, just so we have some extra room. So we'll line that up. Take our knife. And a couple gentle passes is easier and neater than doing one really hard one. Let's make another one. Line that up. Get that at 1.25 inches. Pressing down pretty hard on my quilting ruler. Oh, went off a little bit, but that'll get covered up. It'll be fine. Oh, that's not so fine, but we'll make it work. Okay, again, a couple gentle passes with your craft knife works better. So let's go ahead and we'll put this face down. We'll glue these together. I should probably get out a mat, huh? Don't want to mess up the new filming mat. So we'll put this down. Oh, I know you can barely see those. Get out my drippy Fabri-Tac, even though I'm still mad at it for its little explosion. And we'll just put some Fabri-Tac right down the center and let this start drying. Put that lid on tight. We don't want that explosion again. And I think that is what happened. I think it was just a little bit loose and had that drippy fit. So stack these up. Get them all lined up nice and neat. And I've got my clamps right here. We'll clamp that for a minute while the Fabri-Tac grabs. Doesn't take long. And I'm going to set that aside. We'll bring in our, oh, actually we're going to need to cut the spine first. Got my masking tape, and I've got our cover, and I've got 2 rolls of ribbon that I found that I thought would be pretty for the spine. This is kind of like a muslin almost, and I love the frayed edges. And then this is a really pretty lace that I think I got at the thrift store. Very, very pretty. Yep, someplace. Oh, no, an antique mall, I guess. And I've just been hoarding them, so let's use them. We'll go ahead and try to cut this. Let's see if we can cut this. It's still wet, but we'll see. And we want to make it exactly the same height as our book. So instead of just measuring, I'm going to go ahead and put that right up against there and make a pencil mark. And I believe I will bind this in with the 5-hole pamphlet stitch. It's not that long a cover, but I just find the 5-hole makes it more secure. guess I'll have to take our clamps off to cut it, huh? And we'll line that back up. Try to get it nice and straight. Put my knife over there, that's silly. And left it open, whoa. Oh, that's too small to do it that way. We're gonna have to just lop it. Okay. I can cut a straight line that short, right? Yeah, not bad. Not bad. And now we're going to need to get some masking tape out. I use masking tape to glue this to the front and the back cover. And I'm going to pause you guys for a second while I rip off a couple pieces because that noise is dreadful. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, I've got some masking tape torn and put down here, and I saved you because I was having a terrible sneezing fit. I think it'll be easier to get it straight if we go this way. So line this up with my mat, line my spine up with it as well, and I'm leaving maybe a 1/16 of an inch, maybe an 1/8, just so that the book has some room to open and close. And I'll take a piece of my masking tape and just put that right down, smooth that down. Wrap that around. Awesome. Let's see, where is my scraper tool? Somewhere in this big pile. There we go. So I'll just burnish that down, get rid of that little wrinkle that was there. Pushing in the crease a little bit, but not so hard that it tears. And remember, this is going to be reinforced with fabric, so that is all good. Okay, we'll put another piece going the other direction. Cover up that inside gap. Oh my goodness, that's my stomach yelling. I hope you guys can't hear that. My kids call it the Wolverine because my stomach makes the craziest loud noises all the time for no reason. And they're not little ladylike growls. It's crazy. They say it sounds like I swallowed a Wolverine. Okay. So there we go. That's good. Now let's just get the other one on. I think we'll do it upside down again. And all I had done previous to starting was clean the cover real well with a baby wipe because it was kind of grungy. The baby wipe came off pretty dirty. We'll do the same thing. I'm lining up this cover with our cutting mat guide and lining up this cover with the same guide. Great. Oh good, I was afraid that my masking tape would curl up and go crazy, but it didn't. Hooray. And I'm sorry for the shadows, it's kind of later in the day. It's pretty dark out. And wrap that around. Got a little wrinkle there, we'll just cover that up. And wrap that around. Put on the other piece. And you can do this with Tyvek if you want to. Muslin, whatever works for you. I just happen to have some masking tape and it's plenty strong. Once it gets covered with paper and fabric, it will do a great job. So just smooth all those wrinkles out. Go in that crease just a little bit, not so hard that you tear the masking tape. Just give it a little help to start folding. And there we go. Perfect. We have a new spine, 1.25 inches wide, and our book is good to go. It wants to sit kind of funny because we don't have anything in there yet and no tie, but it will learn how to behave. Okay, so that is excellent. Now let's go ahead and cover it. Pull our mat back out. Something happened there. There we go. The first thing I think I will do is give it just a little bit of a sand to help the glue stick. Not that I'm using glue stick, but it will help the paper stick, let's put it that way. Sorry if you hate that noise. Just scuffing it up a little bit. You don't have to go crazy. That's good. Get out my baby wipe again. Get rid of that dirt, or that sand, dust. Look, that all came off the book. But it's still moist, so we can use it to get that dust off. Perfect. We'll set that aside to dry for a minute. And then we have to decide what digital we want to use. I was thinking this one might be fun for the front, but it's too wide this way because I want the word and I want the zombie guy. So what if we go crazy? Well, actually, first, I guess we don't have to trim it down. Get out my tearing ruler. What if we tear it somewhere in the middle-ish? Is that straight? Maybe. Straight-ish, straight enough. And my thought is I will overlap it some, like that maybe. Do I want to, I might ink this edge. Do I want to ink the edge and make it more obvious? Or try to just slide it in there so it doesn't look like? I might just try to slide it in there because you can't really tell where the seam is. Let's do that. So this ought to be dry now. It wasn't very wet. And what I'm going to do is take this piece and take it right up to the edge of the cover. And I think I will use Collage Medium. Very sticky stuff. That is this. You could use wet glue, you could use double-sided tape, whatever you have is just fine. And get some down there. Now, the image might smear a little bit because I do not have a laser printer. It's an inkjet, but I've never had it smear very much, and I'm okay with it. Probably should have gotten out my glass mat, but I didn't want to blind you guys with reflection. So we'll just line that up. Try to get it on. Ooh, trying to leave the same amount at the top and the bottom to fold over. Where's my scraper? Did you guys see where I put it? Who is messaging me? Hush up, I'm busy. Can't they see I'm recording? Looks like we need to go over a little bit more. No, I think I'll put this on the bottom. I don't know why. I don't think it matters. Make sure to get all the wrinkles out. If one sticks around or a couple stick around, it doesn't matter one bit. Okay, and let's see. How far over is that going to go? I want to make sure to get the letters on the front. So it's going to go over to about here. That's a good old-fashioned eyeball for you. No measuring here if it can be avoided. Okay. And again, I'm trying to get the same amount top and bottom. I want to make sure that love is on the front cover, but there's enough to fold over, and that worked just beautifully. Get out my scraper. Oh, right here this time. I was looking farther afield. It does look like we could use some glue right along that seam. Maybe measuring was the way to go, but no. Just get some glue under there. So smooth that out. There we go. A little bit under there. Make sure everything's sticking nice and flat. And then we can turn this over. And we have enough to fold over. Perfect. Looks like we will have to do a little gluing on the edges to make sure those two pieces have sort of become one. That'll do it. Down at the bottom, they glued nicely. I feel a wrinkle. Let's get that wrinkle out. The background pattern is sort of wrinkly, so if not all of them come out, it'll be just fine. Now what I want to do is just miter these corners a teeny bit, reduce the bulk, and make sure that we can still cover the corner. So we'll make a little angle, don't go all the way up to the book cover. Just want a little bit there to cover the corner. I might end up putting book corners on anyway. Let me cover this up, because I think I'll use art glitter glue to do this. Just putting a generous amount on the edge there. Roll that up. And the glitter glue grabs pretty darn quick. Use our scraper. Oh, you can see some of the ink running. I think it's okay though. I don't think it's terribly noticeable. We'll go ahead and flip it around to the bottom. Just making sure that's contacted with the cover. Do this part. Roll that up over that edge. I love making journals. It never stops just satisfying me to take a handful of papers and sew them together and poof, it's a book. Yeah, I know. I'm the village idiot, but that just never ceases to amaze me. So I'm just getting that nice and smooth. And we'll turn it around and do this last edge. And roll that up as well. And yep, there goes some more ink, but it doesn't matter because we're going to cover this up. I guess when I took the book apart, I got kind of harsh with it. Just make sure those corners are folded in nicely. Oop, that guy's trying to come up again. Stop that. We'll just put some more glue there. That'll teach it. Great. There's our cover, all covered. I love it, I love it, I love it. This is going to be covered with fabric, right? And I'm going to do the back just like I did the front. So I will pause the camera because you don't need to watch me do it again, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. And look at this. Didn't it come out cute? All I did was put the back cover on the same way as I did the front, and then I gave the whole thing a couple sprays of matte sealer. I did get a little aggressive smoothing out a wrinkle, and I tore the paper on the front, so I just took one of the little die cuts from the kit and glued it over there, and I don't think anyone will ever know. So we are good. The spine is still kind of sticky from the matte sealer. Spit out the words. The other thing I did was cut 2 more pieces of the kit to be the inside end covers and pages. So we have this, and these will go right in here to cover up the mess on the inside. And I inked them with Distress ink and Candied Apple, just to give those edges a little definition. So I would say we can go ahead and put our spine on, and I'm going to stitch my signature right into the book, so we can do the spine covering now. So the first thing I want to do is take my pink muslin-y kind of ribbon. Gosh, I hope there's enough of this. I know it is just an overwhelming amount of pink and red, but as I said in the last video, I don't really mind because I really like pink and red. I know. Some of you guys are throwing up, you pink haters. Shame on you. Oop. Got a little fraying going. Oh, this is going to be so cute with those little frayed edges. Oh, I love it. So I want to overlap it on the inside. Let's call it right there. Some more very professional measuring. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'd rather have the overlap down towards the bottom more. So let's go ahead and get this glued on the front. Back to the naughty Fabri-Tac. Hasn't leaked yet today. That's good. So I'll go ahead and put a generous amount on here, right along that masking tape. And put this right there. Let me get my little flattening down tool. Oh, here it is right next to me again. Try not to get my hands covered with Fabri-Tac this early in the process. Okay, and we'll go back and make sure those edges are down. But let's flip it over. And we'll wrap this piece up. So this is also helping reinforce your spine and the masking tape. Actually, looks like we can go up kind of higher than that, doesn't it? Let's do it. Probably wouldn't hurt for me to go spread that Fabri-Tac out so it wouldn't seep through the fabric so much. Where is my little spreader outer? Here it is. And this is just a silicone makeup tool from, it was gifted to me, but I believe it was from the Dollar Tree. Works great. We'll spread that out. Pull that up. And it does not matter that the masking tape is showing from behind the ribbon because we're going to end up covering that up with our end papers. We need a little more glue. Just put it right on the ribbon this time. What the heck? We'll live dangerously. Wipe this off so I don't get Fabri-Tac everywhere. Aren't I being careful this evening? Oh dear. Boy, I'm a menace. Heh. Well then, as I said, it came from the Dollar Tree. What are you going to do? Still works. We're good. Nobody panic. Now, how far is this going to go down? I don't think we need it to overlap that much, so let's go ahead and take a little bit more of that off. As I said, this won't show that much anyway. Put that in my scrap basket. And we'll put the pink lace on the front. And that's going to look so pretty. I don't think I'll carry it to the back because that's kind of a lot of bulk. So I'm just dotting the Fabri-Tac down. Getting that pushed in. Make sure it's wrapped nice and tight. And there go all my plans. My fingers are now covered in Fabri-Tac. I was so good up until then. But sometimes you just need your fingers. A little bit more glue right there. Get that all pushed in. I love all the stringy bits. If they drive you crazy, probably this is not the ribbon for you. Okay, so that is good and tacked down. Let's go back to the front. And it did seep through some, but as I said, we're putting that other layer of lace on, so it'll be okay. Let's just go along these edges a little bit. I don't care about gluing the fringe down. I like for it to flap, but I want to get right up to that edge. the edge of the paper, I mean. Kind of a funny angle, but we can get in there. There we go. Nice. I don't want to fold that up yet, not until the book, the spine is dry. Let's go ahead and look at this. I've had this for so long and I wanted to use it. Oh, it's wired. I don't think I realized that. Oh, Do we want to use this? Might be rethinking this, you guys. Well, you know what? I think I'll wait. Oh, and look, there's a great big stain. The problems with buying things secondhand. I think I'll wait on this. If I want to add it later, I can, but I'm not sure that I want it. I do kind of want something now because that glue is seeping through, but we'll get the stitches in, get the signature put in, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's cork up the Fabri-Tac. Get it on there good and tight. There we go. Now we have to decide, whoa, whoopsie, that was almost a very bad thing. Now we have to decide what we want, what glue we want to use. I know I want Love's Greetings on the front page, or the front cover rather. Just like that. Oh, so cute, so cute. So, I guess we could use Collage Medium again, huh? Well, I better get it in the right place the first time. Probably I should use a glue page for that. And I've just had my collage brush wrapped in a damp baby towel. Baby wipe. Wow, where did my words go? Where did Brooke's words go? Now this stuff dries super fast, so as I said, I better get it in the right place the first time or it's going to be bad. You could use double-sided tape, you could use Fabri-Tac. Don't know if I'd recommend glue stick because we're going over fabric as well. You could use art glitter glue, just whatever works for you. Making sure I get all the way to the edges. Do still have some of that ink running. Get that out of the way. Get our book over here. Make sure I have the cover. Okay, guys. Concentrating on lining it up. Not too far over. Right there. Nice. Went down a little too low, but it's okay. It didn't go over. Didn't like go over the edge or anything. And I don't think it's over enough for me to try to, or down low enough for me to try to pull it up, because I don't think that would end well at all. Looks like this corner needs a little more. Wow, just got way too much on there. Wipe that up real quick. Okay, that's all good. Could use a little more. Let me get some of this out of there. A little more in this corner. Oh, I'm down off the screen. I'm sorry, you guys. And a little more up in this corner. And I believe that is good. I will not spray the inside with the clear coat because the inside doesn't take the abuse that the outside does, so I just don't think it's necessary. And there we go. We've got that one in there. And then let's do the back page. Let's try the back page with something else. Collage Medium's making me nervous. Because honestly, if you don't get it in the right place the first time, it's going to give you hard troubles. So maybe what I'll do is use glue stick and Fabri-Tac. How about that? So this is the page I chose for the back. Make sure I cut it the right size, which I did. It's a little miracle. So I think what I'm going to do is, this side I'll do, whoa, I'll throw some stuff around. Let's turn it this way. I'm going to do glue stick And then on the other edge, the edge that's up against the fabric, I'm going to put Fabri-Tac. A good combo of glues, I think. Oh, don't curl up. And let's see, I've got my art glitter glue right here. Let's use that. Fabri-Tac would work too. I'm just going to go right along the edge, go in a little bit, and that ought to grab hold of that fabric just fine. Everything is now sticky, in case you were wondering. And this will give us a little more wiggle room. Hope my head's not in the shot. Sorry, guys. Got to get the noggin right down in there. Smooth that out. Awesome. That is perfect. Got a little wrinkle right there. Smooth that out. Perfect. And it looks like, let's get the sticky paper out too. All the stickiness is making me crazy. Looks like these little corners still want some more glue. So put the art glitter glue there. We'll put some art glitter glue right here. Nice. Very good. Let's cover this up. One other thing I wanted to do before we set this aside is to glue in the little Ex Libris plate that comes with the kit. Isn't that adorable? So I'm just going to put that there, get some glue stick on it, and put that in before I forget. Just going to put it right in the front cover because I think it's cute for no other reason. And I think I'll put it right up here. Is that remotely straight? Yeah, kind of straight. Here's my little scraper. And now I have to set this aside and let it dry again. Let all of the paper and everything dry before we go and sew in our signatures. So I will be right back. Oops, let's move that. Our book is coming along beautifully. Don't go away. Okay, guys, I'm back. I think this is dried sufficiently for us to sew into it. While I was waiting for it to dry, I did tidy up the sea of stuff around me. I also took 3 lengths of my waxed linen thread from Line Co. I love this thread. I'll make sure to link it down below. I cut those 3 lengths off, plus a little extra, and threaded up my tapestry needle that has a blunt end. Probably should have washed my hands. Has a blunt end and a big eye. So, didn't think you'd need to watch me threading. Sometimes it's easier than others. And I got out my little foam pokey mat, which is 1,000 years old. I think it might have been packaging. I'm not sure. Might have actually been made for poking back in the scrapbook days. And then I got out my pokey tool, and we have our signature that we made last time. So what I'm going to do is first move this out of the way and find our center. And I like to make sure everything, I did go through and make sure everything was facing the right direction, and it was the order that I liked. And I'm just going to take my ruler and press down in there to make sure those pages are as aligned as possible. Down there in the center. I'll take my clips and just clip in a few places, try to keep them from flapping around while we're sewing. Get them out of the way. There's that. Okay. Now we'll take our cover. Ooh, still smells like Fabri-Tac. And we'll take our pages like this, line them up the way we want them. And I think what I'll do, what will I do? Normally, if this were not hardcover, I would just poke all the, fold it up like a taco and poke all the holes. But because this is a hardcover, I think I will go ahead and make a little template. So let's do that. Get a little piece of paper here. does not have to be exact for this one. It's just a rough template. Is it straight? Gosh, no. Put our scrap of paper over there. So that will work. And I said I was going to do a 5-hole, so I think I will fold it in half this way. It's cardstock rather than paper. I should have used copy paper. Actually, you know what? Hold on, you guys. I'm going to find some copy paper. I must be getting tired for the day. I'm being goofy. So the first thing I'll do is fold this little piece of copy paper in half that way. And then I'm going to fold it in half this way. And this is the same size as our spine. Does not have to be exactly perfect. Don't sweat it. And then I'll fold that up that way. And that up that way. And one more time. That way. And this way. Okay, let me make some marks on there so we can all see the holes. First thing to do always is to make a T for the top. That way if you move your template or drop it or anything, you know which end is the top. Okay, so our dots are going to be at the intersection of all those folds. There we go. Perfect. So the first thing I will do is line this up on our spine. Lining it up with the top and the bottom. And I got out my serious awl because we're going through a couple layers of chipboard and I want bigger holes. I use this awl because it makes a bigger hole than the pokey tool. So I'll just go through, give it a twist, make sure we're getting through all those layers, and go through all of our holes. Now you could clip this onto your spine if you felt it was necessary, but we're just making one little row of holes, so I think this will be fine. And I'll turn it over and make sure we went all the way through. And we did, yay! Just kind of reinforce those, and it's pushing the little bits of cardboard that came through, it's pushing those to the inside, so that helps. Kind of neaten it up a little bit. There we go. Set this aside. Yep, still smells like Fabri-Tac. I think while I'm thinking about it, I will clean the tip of this awl because I bet you I just got Fabri-Tac on it. And we'll take our signature and leaving it folded up. I'm going to open it up like this. Check and make sure my top is at the top. It's important. And again, if you wanted to, you could certainly clip it in, but I don't think I'm going to have to because it's just the one signature. So I'm holding it with my finger like a little V fold in there. I'm taking my pokey tool, going in that center hole. Little bits of glue falling off my fingers. Go down. You can go up. It does not matter one bit which way you go. Go up into this one. Just don't want to let it shift. Go up to that one. Nice. I do not save my templates because no two books are ever the same size for me. So it would just be another piece of paper bugging me on my desk. So great. We did get all the way through and that looks relatively straight. Now we can sew. That went smoothly. Let's see if the sewing will go equally smoothly. That would be nice. And then I can start working in my book. And I think I want the strings on the inside this time. Again, something I change constantly. Just depends on how I'm feeling. So I'm going through that center hole, going through my signature with starting on the inside because that's where I want my knot, and going through that center hole in our journal. Pull that through. Don't pull it all the way through. And then you can go either up or down, whichever you like, for the 5-hole pamphlet. Gonna go through this hole. Pull that snug. Now it's a little trickier when you're working with one signature in a hardcover book. It's not hard, just a little fiddly. Come back through our pages. There we go. And I'm sorry, I do swing stuff around like a crazy person when I'm binding. I don't know why. I try not to, but it's how it works out for me. Then we'll go down through this bottom hole and through that bottom hole in the cover. There we are. And pull that tight. Not so tight that you tear anything, but you want to start getting that taut. Okay, and then we're going to go back through this hole again. Looks like I put those holes in kind of crooked, doesn't it? Yeah, well. I think I might end up covering it with something ultimately anyway, so it'll be fine. Okay, now back through there, pull that nice and taut. I'm going to start getting those pages in tight. Okay, and then we're going to go up, skipping the center hole. We're going to go up to this next hole, go through there, and through that next hole in the cover. Why is everyone sending me messages? That's crazy. All my stuff is quiet all day till I turn on the camera. Then I went through the top hole, and I'm going back through the top holes in the signature. Pulling that taut. Okay, now I'm going to go down through the second hole again, through the pages and through the cover. I'm through the pages, just looking for the hole in the cover. And you're trying real hard not to split your thread at any time, because that makes it almost impossible to get the pages in nice and tight. Pull that tight, and then we're going to go down through that center hole one more time. And that is the 5-hole pamphlet stitch. There we are, coming back through the middle. Then the last thing you want to make sure of is that each one of your tails is on either side of your center stitch. I'm going to take my needle out and put it back in the felt so I don't lose it. Take these clips off, and then we'll tighten that up and make sure there are no flappy pages. Nothing worse than flappy pages. Okay, so again, oh, you know what? When I brought that through, I put it on the wrong side. There we go. So we've got one thread on either side of that stitch, and I'm going to pull it this way, and I can see right here I've got something loose. So this is when you kind of go back and forth and tighten, tighten, tighten. Oh. Okay, I've just been fiddling with the tension on this and pulling things and pulling from the front and pulling from the cover side. But I got all the tension good. It's all nice and tight. Careful not to tear my pages. And then I'm just going to tie this. And I may leave it long. I usually do for a while until I decide if I want to dangle something from it. And if I don't want to, I can just snip them off when I get to it. One more knot for good luck. Oh, that's so, I love it. I love finishing stitching in a journal. And here we go. Then I'll take my bone folder and start training these pages to lay down flat. Here's our little pocket that we made, our tuck. Looking great. Managed to get right through that washi tape on our rag paper. Excellent. I haven't found any knots, nothing weird going on with the binding. And it has some crunchy pages. I love that too. This is going to be a great journal to work in. Here's our super crooked recipe page. Poor thing. Yeah, well, at least we saved all the cool little spots there. Here's our center. Now I just have to decide what to close it with. I may just put some pink tulle around it for now. I'm a big fan of a fluffy tulle bow, and I've gone this pink. Why not go even pinker, right? Or I could do ivory. But I guess when I come back to working it, you'll see what I decided. Isn't that page fun? It does look a little bit like a car wreck, but you know, it won't so much when I get it decorated. And it's a creepy Valentine book after all. Okay, so I've got those pages nice and burnished. And that, other than the closure, is our February daily journal. Oh, I love it. I love it. What do you guys think? The glue really did seep through, so I'm going to go ahead and cover that up. Oh, you know what? Look, I've got it inside out. Never mind. Hold. Oh, you guys, I did it. I sewed it in inside out. Well, so now what happens, and this does happen backwards, upside down. This is a new one. I've never sewed anything in inside out before. And I don't want this to be my front cover. So what I'm going to do now is reclip it, cut out my string, turn it around the right way, and sew it back in. I could cut this part out and just cut into where I'm doing it right, but I'm going to keep it real. This happens. It's really not the end of the world. I'll put a picture of it finished at the end when I'm done. Well, I'm done with the video now because duh, but I'll just put a picture of it being done in right here. Okay, you guys, there you go. Another lesson in what not to do. Off I go to fix this. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Sorry about the monumental whoopsie, but again, it's really not a big deal. And I will see you guys really soon. Have a great day. Bye.